Hi, welcome to Bedtime Horror. In this video, we are going through 4 creepy stories from Reddit. If you'd like to hear more content like this, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm not sure if it was 3 a.m., but it was in the middle of the night. I was camping in the woods with some friends. I woke up while everyone else was asleep to the sound of the weirdest sounding crow squawking every few minutes, often in a different direction each time and at different distances. The sound was unnerving, not just because it sounded weird, but because why the hell would a crow be awake at that time? I then hear what sounds like a cow screaming off in the distance, which would have been pretty scary by itself, and the same rough crow voice said, "Moo." I felt all the blood drain from me. I immediately had this feeling that it wasn't a crow to begin with. It sounds dumb now, but it's probably the scariest thing I have ever heard. No one else was awake to hear it. In a house we lived in while I was in high school, I woke up at 3:37 a.m. almost every night. Sometimes there was a tall shadow figure in my room. I only saw it about 4 times, but every time I saw it, it had gotten closer to me until the time it was standing over me, leaning over with its head less than a foot from mine. There was something that would mimic our voices late at night too.
Hello?
My mom heard it mimicking me first.
Hello?
I woke up at that time one night and watched my bedroom door close. It was already closed when I went to sleep, so this thing also opened it. That time I also heard my dad say something, but when I checked with him in the morning, and he hadn't been anywhere near my room. The last time I woke up at 3:37, I was an adult now and we lived in a different house. I woke up because it sounded like someone had thrown their full weight against the wall next to me. I thought maybe I had hit my head or knee to the wall in my sleep, but nothing hurt. And the other side of the wall was outside. Even if something was thrown against the side of the house, it wouldn't make the sound that it did. Now that I think about it, it was more of a bang coming from inside the wall. One night I was in the hot tub on the deck outside just watching the woods, taking in the silence. It was wintertime and we had just recently had a snowfall that left around knee-height deep of snow. It was around 2 to 3 a.m. and out of nowhere this very large wolf, bigger than any I had ever seen by far, came out of the woods. I remember its coat being a shimmering silver and its bright, piercing green eyes. As this wolf was walking along the fence of our paddocks, it locked eyes with mine, and we just kind of stared at each other as it walked past me, both alone in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. What happened next, to this day, instantly makes my spine shiver. As the wolf walked past, it headed toward our barn with our horses in it. It became darker as it entered the barn, but the other side of the barn still had a bright light illuminating the outside that I could see clearly. This wolf, as it entered, halfway through, went from the shape of a wolf to a very large, broad-shouldered person. The horses didn't make a single sound, and this person, who now stood roughly 7 feet tall, walked down the rest of the hall and rounded the corner toward the open field, but didn't emerge from the other side. I never saw it again. My brother had his own encounter with this same wolf, I'm guessing. He told me that he woke up randomly one night from the feeling of being watched. He then looked out his window to see a very large wolf walking away from his window, so I'm guessing it was watching him sleep. I'm not usually someone who believes in paranormal stuff, but something strange has been happening in my apartment, and I'm honestly a little freaked out. About a week ago, I woke up to find my front door unlocked. I live alone and always double-check that it's locked before going to bed, but I put it down to being tired and forgetting. Then it happened again 2 nights later. This time, my living room light was also on, even though I'm 100% sure I turned it off before going to bed. The weirdest part? Yesterday morning, I found my kitchen chairs pulled away from the table like someone had been sitting there. I don't sleepwalk, at least not that I know of, and nothing has been stolen or disturbed otherwise. I've started setting up little traps to see if I'm moving things without realizing it. I put a piece of tape on the inside of my door last night, and when I woke up, it was peeled off and crumpled on the floor. I'm trying to stay rational here. Maybe I am sleepwalking, but it's just so unsettling because nothing like this has ever happened to me before.